Morning, everybody. Bob Iacchino along with Mike Arnold from Path Trading Partners. It is March 28th. This is your AM Path Chat covering the FX markets. Yesterday, we saw some dollar weakness early on, very early on through most of the session with a little bit of recovery in toward the end of the day. And you're seeing up on the screen a euro US dollar and you can see the dollars recovering a little bit versus the majors. We expected that after seeing what happened in the equities last night. In toward the close, equities recovered most of the losses that they showed in the morning, although the Dow did finish with its 8th straight down day. We had Charles Evans speak yesterday and give quite a bit of the typical Charles Evans dovishness. One of the interesting comments was he basically said the failure of the GOP's healthcare bill adds to the uncertainty about fiscal policy. He said that inflation looks well on its way to reaching U.S. economic objectives, but he did say that those objectives of 2% core inflation probably wouldn't be met till 2019. He said 2 rate hikes in 2017 might be right. He said inflation would have to be much stronger for 4 rate hikes. That's basically a synopsis of his typical dovish commentary. We do have Janet Yellen speaking today. The chair speaking is always more important than any of the other Fed governors. She speaks at 12:50 Eastern, 11:50 Central Time. We have U.S. advanced goods trade balance expected to be negative $66.6 billion from negative $69.2 billion. Wholesale inventory is supposed to be unchanged. U.S. Case-Shiller composite year over year expected unchanged at 5.6. And then I would say the most important thing today is, other than Yellen's the most important thing today, in the U.S. is the consumer confidence number for March to see if that's dropped. Obviously, the failure of the healthcare bill would not be in this number, but still, markets have been moving pretty sideways. Dollar has been weakening. We'll see if that weakened consumer confidence at all. It's expected to come out at 114 from a last of 114.8. We've also got Bank of Canada Governor Stephen Poloz speaking twice at 9:10 Central and at 10:10 Central. So 10:10 Eastern and 11:10 Eastern time. And then tonight, Japanese retail trade. That'll be at 6:50 Central time, 7:50 Eastern time tonight. It's expected to be 0.7 versus 1.0 last. Let me turn it over to Mike to show you what he's seeing on the charts.
Okay, thank you very much, Bob. So, Euro US dollar, zoom in a bit here, ran up to this upper trend line, and if I move out this fib retracement, you can see virtually where our GAN price projection was. This is why we use GAN versus fibs, and a lot of times it actually, the way the market tends to move in these GAN increments. So you can see where it topped out near this trend line that's been on the charts for months, and the GAN level. Now it's pulled back. Now we're watching for a continued rally, a retest of 108.70, then all the way back up to the 109.60 area, declining trend line, and prior highs and GAN projections. Pulling back more, we're watching for a retest of all the way back down to about the 108.24 to 29 level, which is right in here. Then if we break through that, 108.17 to 108.11 is going to be very key. Once we do get above these prior highs, if we do, next key levels are a full ABC price projection and the next higher GAN level, all coming in right around the 109.80 mark to 90 mark, all the way up here. Pound. Also, you can see the rally up and the pullback. Right now, it's pulled back to a key GAN cluster and a prior target area, 125.54. If we pull back more, we're watching for a 125.16. Then we got the rising rotation zone coming in right around the 124.90 mark. So that's going to be key, this area right in here, a key pullback area. We turn back around and rally. Again, not much until we get back to the 126.15 on the upside. We'll retest today's highs first, but then the 126.15 followed by the 126 131, followed by the 126.59. All right, dollar yen. Dollar yen pair has continued lower. Paused a little yesterday to pull back, but now it's resumed its downward move. If it continues lower today, watch for 110.11, retest of yesterday's lows, and then through that, 109.37 is the next major level down. Beyond that, 108.77. If it pulls back and turns back up, watch for resistance around 110.64 and 110.78. Then we don't have really anything until the 111.20 area. Above that, if we were to have a very strong rally, we'd be looking at 111.45. Swiss already pulled back today to key GAN area 98.58 and 98.47, sort of drop between these two areas. If it heads lower, we're looking at 98.13 is the next level down. And then through there, we don't really have anything until the 97.72 area. If it turns around and rallies back up, 98.91 is going to be key resistance area, followed by 99.02, where we have the rotation zone and a GAN level coming in. Aussie went down, hit our next key level, 75.88, found little minor support there today. Continues lower, watch for retests at 75.88, followed by the 75.79 area, then all the way down to the 75.65. Turns around and moves higher, resistance at 76.02, followed by 76.20, then nothing really until these prior highs at 76.48. Over to the CAD. Looks like it's now finally going to break and hold above this declining trend line. Next levels higher, we're watching for 134.41, 134.49, then 134.64 are the key levels there. If it turns around, pulls back, retest of the 133.81, followed by the 133.69 to 62 is going to be very key support in there. And if that is broken through, 133.52. Finally, over to the Mexican peso. Has pulled back to a prior GAN level, 1893.26, where it's found some resistance with also the declining rotation zone, which comes in with the 8 EMA. If it does break through there, watch for a retest of 1897, followed by a very significant resistance at 1902.77. And then if we were to pull all the way through that, next key level higher is the 1912.82 area. Turning back down, we're looking for support around 1874.16, and then moving down to 1864.34, followed by this rising trend line. That's all we have for you. Back to you, Bob.
Thank you, Mike. Remember to like and subscribe if what we're doing is useful to you, and we will talk to you guys in the next Path Chat. Cheers, everyone.